Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Thursday. It's Daryl here. It's bright and freaking early, 3:30 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, where to start here? I turned on YouTube Studio this morning, and even though 54 views over the last 22 hours is nothing to crow about, I mean, the big channels, like let's say Bo the Fifth Column gets like 100,000, 200,000 views a day. He probably gets 54 views in the first 2 seconds of his videos. But for me, for this new channel, I hadn't even touched this channel. I hadn't even turned this channel on for 2 years. I was centering on my other channel. From Monday on, from Monday the 15th or 16th on, I'll be doing a video every day on this channel and a video every day on that channel. That channel will be mostly political and social stuff with some recovery stuff, drug stuff mixed in. This will be mainly recovery with a little political and social stuff mixed in. You get it? Okay. So yesterday, yesterday I actually talked to the head counselor where I went to the methadone clinic that I fully credit that saved my life. After 13, 14 trips to detoxes and rehabs. Seriously, 13 or at least 13, if not more. Methadone saved my life. And I was on methadone for several years. And I talked to the head counselor there yesterday, and I kind of shared the news of starting this channel. I got some tips and some thoughts on it, and I'll be sharing that with you guys in future videos. I'll be talking more about that. This video, I could when a video hit when I see a particular story, I know it's the story I want to do a video on because I could feel my heart pound, like my adrenaline rush. I read somewhere, I'm an Aquarius, and I read somewhere that Aquariuses have a strong sense of social injustice, people being done injustice to, and that must be true because, like I said, in the morning, I know the story. When I find the story I'm going to talk about, I get this rush of adrenaline, and it continues until I do the video. All right, the story, Kings County, Georgia, I-95, all right, the Delaware State College women's lacrosse team. Now, this is a member of the historically black colleges and universities. There's actually an acronym, a group, historically, the HBCU, historically black colleges and universities. And Delaware State College is a member of that. Okay, so it was, I don't know if it was all African Americans, all black girls on the bus. There was a African American driver driving the bus. They're coming back from a game through Kings County, Georgia, on April 20th. And they get pulled over. Now, the reason for them getting pulled over, supposedly, now I could picture when a state cop, obviously they look at the bus. They must have looked at the bus. This bus supposedly got pulled over because it was driving in the left lane, and that's illegal in Georgia unless the bus is passing another car. So, and here's the thing too. I'll have a few links down below as usual, and Georgia's got a record for historically pulling over far more black people than white people for this particular infraction. But anyway. So this bus gets pulled over for driving in the left lane. Even it doesn't say if they were actually obeying the law and passing another vehicle, but they get pulled over. Now there's going to be a video down below too, where it actually shows two Georgia State Police in the front of the bus, and they searched the luggage and searched all the people, all the female lacrosse players on this bus, because they suspected that there were drugs. Okay, I got a big problem with this. The Fourth Amendment, illegal search and seizure. These girls' rights. I'm just gonna get right into it. Their rights were violated. Usually, cops will use the excuse that they smell pot. Oh, I smell marijuana. Got to search the car. If you ever watch Cops, you'll see this. Even if there's times. Look, I was a former drug user for 2 decades. And cops got a good sense. I knew they have a sixth sense after being on the job for a while. That they can sense somebody that's using drugs, but not in this case. And sometimes they probably do say they smell marijuana to search, because there's certain things. For instance, I never mentioned this in video before, but a crack user, if you want to spot a crack user or a methamphetamine user, a chronic user, look at their main hand, if they're left-handed or right-handed. If they're right-handed, look at their right thumb. Almost all crack cocaine and methamphetamine, mainly crack cocaine. I'm not very familiar with methamphetamine, but crack cocaine, they'll have a blister, a burn, a blackened burn from the lighter, the constant hot lighter. Swear to God, this is one of the things you look for. Anyway, this bus gets pulled over and searched for illegal drugs. Now, there's a video down below where the state cop says, look, if they're, I hate doing this. I try not to I won't do this, where I imitate somebody from the South. He says, if there's anything in y'all's luggage, you best tell us now, because I love when cops say this. They won't be able to help you after. Yeah, they're not looking, let's just be honest here. They're not looking to help you. They're looking to arrest you. That's, when they say that, if you don't tell me now, I'm not going to be able to help you later. Yeah, that's not true. I'm all for recovering anything, but, when I spot a lie is a lie. Anyway, these girls' rights were violated. Apparently, they went through the girls' clothing, underwear, female products, searched through this stuff, all the luggage, no arrests, nothing was found. They were looking for drugs, marijuana. Now, usually cops will say they smell marijuana, but on a bus like this, I think they screwed up here, because they can't backpedal and use this as an excuse, because it's highly unlikely. They say their chaperones on the bus, the whole team. And it's highly unlikely the whole female women's lacrosse team, there were people sparking up on the bus. So it's very, the state police will just dig their hole deeper if they say that they, we smelled marijuana, or what's your reasoning? What is their probable cause? Other than mainly African American faces in the bus window and an African American driver, there was none. They have nothing. They have nothing to stand on here. This was a clear violation of their rights. This was profiling, but worse than that. It was just a violation of a legal search and seizure of the Fourth Amendment. All right, let me talk a little bit about this. There'll be a link below from the Sunrise House. And there's a study there of people that have substance abuse issues. And the highest, and they do it by race. And the highest race with substance abuse issues is Native Americans. And I probably haven't said this on the channel yet, but I am part Native American, Mi'kmaq, and I'm part French Canadian. Pacific Islanders, Caucasian Americans are very high up, and African Americans, Hispanics are probably, I think, the lowest on the list. I didn't. There's so many numbers in this link. I didn't memorize them all, but this goes along with everything I saw over 2 decades. Now I'm just going to tell you what I saw, and you can make your own conclusions. But this isn't anything I'm proud of. But I used from coast to coast, from Los Angeles to New York, seriously. And I remember one of the things that struck me. I'll talk about this one time. I was a heroin addict. I had to get my heroin every day, every single morning. You get it for heroin, you get it in the morning. And I remember seeing a line of people waiting, in line for their drugs in the morning. And it was almost all Caucasian. It was all Caucasian people, probably about 30 people waiting in line for heroin in the morning. And the thing that struck me was unbelievable. I saw BMWs in that line. I saw Audis, the cars. I remember, I think it was the Audi or the BMW. There was a nurse in a nurse's uniform that got out. I saw people, I saw guys not in a full suit and tie, but with ties. I saw guys in chef's uniforms, the chef uniform, the kitchen workers uniforms. Seriously. But they're having to get their drugs before they go in to work, to function. And I'll be honest, from everything I remember, when I was in and out of rehabs and detoxes, it was almost all Caucasian people. And you can see by these numbers. I'm just saying that because I think these Georgia police assumed, because they're African Americans, I think they were centering on pot. I think they had this idea that African Americans are big marijuana smokers, which is false. Look at the information from Sunrise House down below, and I'll give you a more honest idea of how different drugs are used in different by different races for different reasons. All right, and that'll conclude. Like I said, all links for this are down below, and I'm going to keep you updated on this story and see what happens. I think the town attorney or the chief of police, the head of the state police, denied there was any wrongdoing so far. So we'll see what happens with this. But there's no problem. There was no probable cause for this. It was an illegal search and seizure. Their rights were clearly violated. All right, you guys have a good Thursday. I'll be back later with another video.